Hi, I was just watching this. My computer won't let me type anything. I don't know if it's Nicole Shanahan or Kamala herself. It's probably both working together. Or Jill. Anyway, and they're kind of patriots. So, anyway, Condoleezza, which my dad adored. Uh, my computer won't let me type anything, so I'm making this video. China is the only major country, that realizes what the new wars that we will have, can do and will do, and the dangers they bring with them. And they are the only adult in the room when it comes to that. They've gone out of their way. The COVID virus, as far as I believe, and I don't think anyone will ever be able to disprove it, that particular COVID came, I believe, from a biolab owned by Russia, the Ukraine, the WHO, and many more. Let's just leave it at that, right? So I believe that particular flavor of COVID was released in China on purpose to discredit them and then President Donald Trump. And they did a damn good job at it, didn't they? And look how many thousands or millions of people died. And there's a whole new thing coming now for that 50 or 60 billion, what was it, 60 billion just given to President Zelensky, owner of the 46 biolabs in the region. Zaporizhzhia, who would name look up the word Zap, who would name a nuclear facility Zap? Look it up in the dictionary before you forget. And the Duga radar technology, which the world knowingly bought the little Tata, well, they didn't know they were buying the little Indian Tata version of the Duga radar technology, which is now super enhanced with all the research and development at quantum computing speeds, and that attack on Israel, and them keeping the Israeli people and the Palestinian people trapped in that little cage fight. They had them trapped in that little cage fight so they could practice and tweak what that technology, that frequency that can't be proven or found or traced in any way, and it's real, and we know it's real, but it can't be proven. But anyway, so the Israeli people and the Palestinian people are both in this little trapped, locked, cage fight arena, which up until a couple of months ago, none of the Palestinian people were allowed to escape the fighting areas, and now they're using misguided bombs, missiles and whatnot, not only there, but apparently in Ukraine. So it's going to be the next big thing for media purposes, right? Because all wars now are for media purposes. They have other methods to have wars. And China is the only one. When Russia invaded Ukraine, China didn't make a public statement or anything for a year. They just watched to see what was happening, tried to gather the facts as best they could. And I think we owe China and then President Trump a big apology. They would much rather be spending their money on making things to make the future better for their people and people all around the world than having to spend their money on self-defense now. And it's all because of that COVID. And I think they just turned off my computer again. These are pictures from this game I play mostly. If this is still taping, I don't know if it is. This is like my neighborhood where I live, with the Ukrainian colors everywhere as you enter the neighborhood, the town. This is the obvious winner of the next election, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. And there's my favorite costume, Chinese, thinking with Albert Einstein. And now someone inserted a picture of me in that outfit with a hole in my hat and my eyes closed like I'm dead. So I think they got the frequency over China right now, and they are right to take the DNA samples. We probably should do that too, of all their citizens. And that's my dad before he met Miss R.V. Kennedy. Arnold Schwarzenegger, True Lies, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis from 1994, that movie. He met her in 1990s, late 96 or 97, and she immediately did everything she could to ruin our family. And I don't know what she was feeding my dad. She'd joke about it, but anyway, he died with the same way I'm dying. They're trying to make me into a foolish idiot. That picture, that's the only sexy picture I ever took in that game I play, which now I can't even play it. I can't do anything but watch political crap. I've never been political before till this last year, and it seemed very urgent because the world, NATO has been, the whole world has been hacked for some time. I had that on my face, that electrical web, and that's my Fukushima tooth when I went to the dentist to get my tooth fixed. Came out of the dentist chair, and Fukushima was happening live on the little TV they took to the receptionist desk. This is from several months ago. The whole world, every direction hacked. That worm that Bobby Kennedy mentioned, it's been there decades and decades and decades, and they just are allowing it little by little to, there's Plan B, they're just allowing it little by little to infect everything, or maybe already totally infected everything in the world, every country, everything in the whole world. We're too late. We've been all, my apartment manager thinks she's Princess Padme, you know, and this is the most amazing thing I have ever seen this past few years since COVID. And I honestly believe it came from the Ukrainian lab and was purposely released there, probably took over for Chinese to unsuspectedly. That's Tony Bennett with Lady Gaga, just before he died of Alzheimer's. And I think they're gonna, you know, 1 in 10 Americans has Alzheimer's now. That's not right. It was discovered in 1901, and then that movie 2001, Space Odyssey, came out. And when I worked in a nursing home, I realized that all the Alzheimer's and Parkinson's patients were like that astronaut dying in 2001. Not dying, but turning back into an infant, right? Because they all have become helpless children with those diseases. And then we had 2001 happen, right? And to me, these pictures are very real. I love this game. It gives all kinds of warnings. I never was political before, but it's time to take a stand for not just America, but for the entire world. And here in this little hick town where the welcoming sign is Ukrainian colors, and the apartments right next to it are big, bold Ukrainian colors. And everyone here thinks they get the Ukrainian money, right? But in smaller amounts, of course. I don't know what's going on with the world. Anyway, NATO's been hacked. I think I might still have parts of that meeting where it was made obvious. That is from my Indian radio news station that I watch, right? And at the top of the palm of the hand it says, if what, right? And that's the only news source I started watching, I guess a little over 3 years ago. And they're very informative. Let me see if I'm still online. I'm still recording. That's Bobby Kennedy's Nicole Shanahan. She used to be married to the co-founder of Google. Look at this. And then she hooked up with Elon. And now she's with Bobby Kennedy. Talk about a mover, huh? Look, is that a headband of gold bullets? Huh? And look at the look he's given Doug Emhoff. And Kamala's looking at him like, you better be a good little Jewish boy. Right? You wouldn't believe the pictures I have saved, and they keep tearing up my computer. They tore every part of the inside of my computer system because I started looking at neutrinos. Because I saw at the Tiger Triumph, remember the Tamil Tigers? At the Tiger Triumph joint U.S.-Indian military thing they did together, I saw the word Hadar, H-A-D-R, and I thought of the Hadron Collider. So I thought, well, I looked up what is a neutrino, right? And apparently there's something so secretive going on with neutrinos that they had to immediately disable everything in my computer system. My apartment owners, look at this. If you can see it, if I'm allowed to connect at all. My apartment owners are TAC, real estate, right? And here is Vivian Vance. J.D. Vance is calling for a hillbilly jihad. I don't know of any other way to put it. And he stands for, I watched him, he stands for everything that Trump is passionate about. He stands against it, I'm sorry. But Trump can't see it because he's been in that courtroom 300 with that electrical frequency thing that doesn't work. That it can't be proven. And it disrupts parts of your brain, and they've kept him in there all that time. These are the sandworms. I just watched something really terrifying about the Dune series of movies, right? And like, that's the death of my family, actually. Anyone associated with us. I wish this was bigger. I don't know how to make this smaller. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit. Okay, sandworms, right? Okay, the doomed sandworms. And when Trump was shot, the blood trickled to like in the movie Dune, in all the Dune movies, those things they have to breathe through, and the spice they have to take, right? The spice that they have to take, or if they don't take it, they don't get to live anymore. How can I enlarge this part and close? I can't. I don't know how. Let me see. Can I close that? Nope. Okay, let me see. I can scoot this over. No. Anyway, so this is what I found when I was looking at the Japanese neutrino, when I got my computer back from the repair shop. Attack. Attack? Really? I live on Pearl Street, right off of Pearl Street. And my birthday is on Hiroshima anniversary. I am terrified of this neighborhood and everything that's going on. TAC Real Estate owns my apartments out here, and I have Princess Padme for an apartment manager, or Nurse Ratched, as I used to refer to her before she got her little tattoo of a sun on her knee, like Liam Neeson, right? So I'm sounding insane right now, but here's the connection. They finally did find that there is a TAC Realty company, right? So then we move on to dipoles, and I still don't understand dipoles or dielectrics, but I understand when I'm getting directed energy weapon lobotomized. You should see the pictures of both the lady across the street, I now call her Jill, her cow skull collection, which when I sent her copies of the pictures of that, she threw them away, because she would play with them every day and do things to them. And she pulled her car up to him one day, and that was the worst lobotomy in a couple of years. And I have a picture of that on my phone. It's incredible. So anyway, this is just stuff I don't understand yet. So you guys should look it up, and you should consider who you trust, and know that everything that you look up is monitored. You probably already know that it's monitored by people you don't know. Let me see. Let me close this. Let me close this. And I was going to show you this. Let me send you the link. If I can do it. 67 now. I remember when I was little, there was prejudice when I was like a little. And we got over that in the 60s. This woman has, I never bring back, like they have this Japanese woman were on the death train, really, of the scientific things going on right now. And I don't realize it. At the time, she's a ghost. And she's got all that information that could save the world, like China did, and was not allowed to release for several days or weeks because of their contracts. She's got all that information, and in my photographs, the booklet that she's got in protective plastics and all that, you know, the book turns into a little tiny first grade folder of information, because nobody's being allowed true information anymore. No scientists, no diplomats, nobody that cares is being allowed. Look at this. And I'm talking to a ghost. And look at this train. This is, if there is a neutrino incident, I believe that a neutrino incident could make, let's go over here. I believe a neutrino incident could make, they put that there to cover up the picture, get rid of that, to cover up the picture of Biden speaking at Morehouse University. Look at all this. They keep blocking everything I try to type. Look at all this. Did you see how many windows are open? Every time I try to type any letter, any word, anything, they block me with the calculator. Add it up, because I have nothing now. And I don't care, because I'm not for sale. But, there they go already. Anyway, everybody out here gets, every time Ukraine gets their rewards for their deeds, everybody out here, I don't know how to get that picture off of there. Everybody out here gets gets their rewards too for doing things they shouldn't be doing, and like giving me direct, killing the guy across the street. That's what made her. And then I took pictures of the cow skulls and her pointing to where she hid one by the electrical meter, and I said I noticed it was missing, and she showed me where she put it. I said to her, I said, oh, I was wondering if it was me or the guy next door, right, to her, across the street from me. And it was him. He died within a month later. So then I took a picture of her standing there, pointing proudly at her skull that she had moved over there with a dead neighbor. And then I took a picture of the skull under the electrical thing, and she threw them all away. But she has other ways. She's an upstanding citizen. She's just like Jill, just sweet as can be, and a world community leader, not world leader, community leader, not like me at all. I'm an American because I care about the world, because I care about our world, not just America, because we got to have the whole world if we want to have an America. And as far as I'm concerned, everybody's going to vote for the Terminator in beginnings and endings, right? And you all have got to be aware of that. I've tried and tried and tried to believe in Bobby Kennedy, but he's made it obvious in every way he can that his team, the people he works with, and yes, him also. Let me see if I can find this picture of him. Paul's my cousin. I just had to reset my computer last night. I don't know what pictures are on here. Paul, my cousin, with his thumb over the R on Rand Paul's book, like Arnold with his thumb on the button to take all the oxygen out of the room in the 6th day. And he just mentioned a few weeks ago sucking all the oxygen out of the room. That's sucking off all the, let me find that. And Lady Gaga, have you seen the Alejandro videos? That picture's not even added, the picture disappeared. Let me see if it's over here. Anyway, I don't know, I don't have anyone. No one wants to talk to me because I won't assimilate. I won't agree to this crap that's going on. The COVID being purposefully released. The frequency being used on whoever they want to use. And, you know, and that was gifted to Iran. Let me see if I can find the picture of the Iranian flag for you. You've got to see this. Iranian flag. This is 100-year-old. They moved it. Did you see that? This is a 100-year-old flag. This is an electromagnetic or a coronal event happening. China, in the last few years, has been trying to warn us by building that artificial sun and then digging to the center of the earth. They're trying to warn us that that's what's happening. They're working on this, and $16 billion to Iran for a successful attack on Israel, and the electrical scheme, and a trade for this information, right? We're dealing with some very, very dangerous people. I don't know if y'all are part of it or what. Its flag is over 100 years old. Let me see if I can find the description of it. Now, let me see. Now, there's a description somewhere here. It's 107 years old. I believe, wait, let me look it up. I believe that it was actually established 1906. Okay, wait a minute. Where was it that I just saw? Something that was on October 7th, like 100 years ago. I guess it wasn't here, but that's the Iranian flag, and you cannot tell me that that is not an and at first, I had myself convinced for years, since I discovered what it looked like. Right? Let's go to a better picture. I thought, well, the average Ukrainian can't possibly know what that means, but they have to all know. The United States and the Western countries are a joke at this time, because of people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator ending, that is going to be our future, the future of the world. And nobody loved the Kennedys, President John Kennedy and Robert Kennedy, more than my family. But we're dealing with someone who thinks he's going to be a hero in a movie and is overwhelmed with power with his hookup with Nicole Shanahan, who I believe had something to do with the worm, the virus that we just had. I can't prove it. I can't publish these videos. But I'm talking to y'all like you're listening. Nobody wants to hear my opinions. I guess you can see why. I understand why. But and let me go up here again. Let me go to my channel and run you through this. You're not going to believe. Here's magic carpet ride. This is the bidding on the frequency, right? What it can do to the people, the populations, the world leaders, the wounds, the diseases, the bombings, everything. They're making bids on it for billions of dollars. The new world leaders that we will have. Right? This alien cloud head, exactly like that, gigantic, appeared above my apartment 2 or 3 months before COVID happened. And RFK is totally at ease talking with Lex Friedman. Let me see if I can find. Well, this is totally ruined. That's totally ruined. Never mind. Where 13 days before Trump was shot, his daughter Ivanka was on Lex Friedman's show. He's a computer scientist and a geopolitical whatever. And he's probably really furious with me right now, because I know he watches everything I do. But I'm trying to find a factual video, one that shows, just look at, I have, anyway, RFK is talking about, President Kennedy had a Russian spy that would come to the house all the time. He's totally relaxed talking to Lex Friedman. And here, look at this. This is what he, wait a minute. There's Trump. He looks like the last king of, the past king of Thailand. A picture of him in his vehicle. Waving though, right? So let's see if we can, find this picture of Ivanka Trump hogtied from the Lex Friedman show. That is the upside down heart of Israel from the Alejandro videos. I don't know what my camera started doing. It just started going nuts. See the Dune movie wounds, like the Dune, and then there's a Fukushima who's completely surrounded. I know it sounds insane. I think they had Trump in that courtroom using that to erase parts of his brain, like parts of mine are erased. Let me see if I can get to the part where this is that. Look at this. Wait a minute. Look at the looks on all the delegates. You can't see them all. On all the delegates' faces, except Modi, Biden, and the new Prime Minister of Japan. And I think he realizes he made a deal with the devil. Right? And look at how confused everybody else is. Like, this can't be real. This can't be happening. That was 2 years ago when this is the only news channel I watch. It's from India. And she said over 3 years ago they have very powerful people at the tops of every government, at every level. That's that new frequency weapon, close up. When you're flying in your airplane, or in Congress or anywhere, or in courtroom 300, this thing can be used on you, and they can either let you know it, or they can do it real softly, where you don't realize parts of your brain are being actually erased. And your actions, like mine right now, are being caused. So I'm trying to get to the picture of, look at this one. I wish the one up there of okay, I showed you that. All my pictures are on I'm afraid to plug it in my external hard drive, and it's not skipping up to where it was supposed to. This was Lady Gaga, the one who sang that Alejandro Wake Up the Sleeper Cells, Nazis, in 2011. Right, that we've been letting in sleeper cells 1,000 a day since Biden's been in office. She sang at his inauguration, and you should see the pictures of the inauguration. She never, they erase my pictures now as soon as I take them. I'm only allowed to have certain ones. This is the inauguration. Look at Michelle looking at Imhoff's son. And Obama never takes his eyes off of Imhoff. And Imhoff is totally confused right here. This is Doug Imhoff. And Kamala's in between him and Lady Gaga laughing because he hasn't got a clue what's going on. Oh, we're going to have so much fun with this administration. Right? See the look on his face? You got to watch that. And she's the one, and watch the Alejandro video, Lady Gaga. And look at Michelle never takes her eyes off of his son. This one's going to be a problem. We're going to have to raise him different. So whenever Kamala talks down to the children, she's really signaling to talk down to Doug's children, who are too much like their father. And so they can't be in the know, right? Like so many important people. Look, she's laughing. You can't see it, but she's laughing there. Okay, let me see if I make this go any faster. This is the opening of. That's the sleeper cells at the beginning of the Lady Gaga movie. Alejandro, right? 2011. And she wakes him up. The heart of Israel. It's a funeral for Israel. They're all in Nazi clothes. They start stomping, doing the stomping dance in their fishnet stockings and Nazi corsets and hats. And it's a funeral for Israel. 2011. And this is 2 years ago. Her Chromatica tour. That song that she just came out to sing is called 911. And essentially all it is pop another 911 through the whole song. Worldwide, millions of dollars, right? Lots of fun. And so it's going to be a universal series of events happening, right? And now Iran has that frequency where they can not only control the Jewish and the Palestinian people, but they can control the whole Middle East. No running allowed. Right? Look at this guy, the animosity. That's Lex Friedman. There's Elon Musk's younger brother. And I'm trying to warn him that he's in danger in this interview. I'm typing off to the side because Lex keeps a podcast, a little iPod or whatever you call it, a thing or whatever, laptop next to him. I thought maybe Kimball had one. And he got mad and inserted the destruction of Elon Musk. Right? And 2 days later, after that, and I had to type in because Kimball Musk is a cook for children. He likes to cook for children. He likes to use. He was describing how he uses kosher foods and stuff like that. Why is that blacked out? Oh, it must be Lex again. So, but he has. I got a picture of him interviewing that he added to his shorts, where he's interviewing Ivanka Trump, and he's showing hands tightly hog-tied, right, with the X facing her and a look of horror, which most of the people since I've been made it public, what he did to Elon with that electric web, that it's frightening to wake up in. And I think Donald Trump woke up in it the second morning of his, or third morning of his Republican National Committee thing. You know, he looked like he had met the entire web thing. And they got the target picked out. They've already got it picked out. And I it's only a game that I play, but I take serious pictures now. It used to be all just fun. But this last year, it's all necessary, like, wow. And this is this is you guys. This is everybody that can save the world, has this behind them, stopping them. Stealing the information that can save the world and turning it against the world as fast as they can. And that's not a joke. I mean, let me see if I can find. And they're hiding elements, the new elements that they're finding. They're hiding them, right, from the scientists. They're hiding. Look at this guy's look of fear. If it allows, look, and there's Lex giving him, I think it gives him a touch of that little electrical thing, and everybody freaks out. That's their training, indoctrination, right? Do you feel it now? Do you feel it now? This is the pet goat reading. See, I got a picture of Ivanka with with the same circumstances, but the hands are very tightly hog-tied there. That was 13 days before Trump was shot, right? And all this guy did was start a company that has Lex in the middle of it. it's not like his name, it's just the syllable. So this is weird. I don't give you anything. If I had somebody sane to talk to, I bet you would too. And then there's looking at Avi about a year before he was assassinated. Right, this is very interesting. I don't know why I keep making the pictures outrageously big. I'm not doing that I remember, but I might have. But Avi's terrified, and when the new prime minister was here speaking before Congress, he was actually terrified until they started clapping for him, like, I don't know. And the oceans, it's everywhere now, that extra little safe radiation, and you mix that with the frequency use and the neutrinos and the biolabs and the Zaporizhzhia, you've got real problems there. There's Trump in courtroom 300, which is my address, and that's the way the neighborhood cop looks at me. They sent a real nice cop out last time, though, when I locked myself out last week. He couldn't help me get in, unless it was life or death, but at least he was nice about it, right? I had to spend the night outside in the cold in my shortest shorts, and I'm almost 70 years old. That's not a pretty picture. There's Queen Elizabeth visiting the Game of Thrones. She died a year or a year and a half later, and they convinced her that it was just a television show. And now they've got Harry off in Hollywood Wonderland, right? Stupefied to where he can't realize that his family is being murdered in reality. And not at a slow pace. That's going to be in this, right? Put in. We all know what put in. And the first thing when I heard Putin's name, I thought, put in what? Obviously the nanobots, the viruses, computer and human, and the politicians and the agents and whatnot, right? Worldwide. That wasn't my imagination. And when Russia first attacked Ukraine, in my little stupid way of thinking, I thought they're going after the United Kingdom, right? UKRAIN. And there's Bobby. There he is. You can't look at it. He's got his thumb over the R, so it says Ann Paul, deception. Ann Paul. Paul is my cousin. And he's also like one of the guys in the Dune series, right? See, it says food right there behind Rand Paul, something food. So I'm really concerned about, I can't reach my family, any of my family, except for my sisters that are dumber than me. She's got like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 6th day with his thumb on the blue button, like in the White House blue button and Lex Friedman's office blue button, right? And then a few weeks ago, Arnold said something about sucking all the oxygen out of the room. So this is why I have lost faith. This is one of the many reasons I have decided that RFK is not the person I want him to be. Here he is. My last name's Tag, and he is calling us scabs. See that? Because I had a Conan barbarian in Thailand on my beach cut off. I'm pretty sure it was the CIA station chief's chauffeur/bodyguard's head. Right? I moved away from the beach, and I had a roommate, and she got sliced in half. The last I saw her, she had her hands up in the air, looking like anyone would look, watching a sword slice them in half on my beach. And so now we're scabs, and we have to be done away with, like my father, just in every way possible. And the hillbilly jihad out here, between that and the Kennedy thing, that was months ago. The chess piece being removed and the virus, the computer virus gene being released. Right? That's from that Indian news station I watched. And anyway, that was when I used to, everything was innocent, right? I had flying whales and sharks and everything, birds, and that was from innocent days. And anyway, it's blacked out everything. And I did make a video that Biden really got angry at this. If you want, I'll show it to you. If it's findable, I don't think I'll be able to find it. Still in my no, it's not going to be in my backup logs. Nope. Nope, won't be there. No, it won't be anywhere. It's just a goner. But I was watching that. And I turned it on when Justin, what's his name, up in Canada, was speaking. I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about computers. So I just, well, at least they let me save. I just had to reset everything on my computer. Oh, wait, you gotta see this. Wait a minute. Wait. Go back up. Let me see if I can go up on this. Wait. You got to see this. Wait a minute. That was really important. Oh, this is from October. This is from 2013. Darth Plagueis achieved through subjugation, not by contagion, not through subjugation. I hate Star Wars. The first three were good. Everything since then is pure vengefulness and hate, deceit and lies, and I just hate everything except the first three. Let me see let me see. Here, look at this. Wait, look at this. This is Kyle speaking. As soon as they make their move, fucking zap them. Right? And there's the earthquake happening. Right? This is from Special Ops Linus on Paramount Plus. I recommend you guys watch it, all of it. And zap, like Zaporizhzhia. And I told you to look up the word, what it means, right? This is important. This. Okay. This here is India's old parliament building, right? India's old parliament building. Here's the old spice route, like they're all working together. They're all working together. So, and how India and Pakistan became cricketing rivals. This was after she said, this was like, this was about a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago. And about 2.5 years ago, she said they were taking down Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and China. And that they had people in control at every level of every government. Very powerful people of every form of banking, logistics, technologies, transportation, everything was covered. And that was over 3 years ago. Right? And look at the next part. If I can go slow enough. So India and Sri Lanka and Pakistan were easy. How to stage a coup in 5 steps, right? And then the plan to nuke. Why did the U.S. plan to nuke the moon, right? And then it was France's fault, right? And here is Macron in a bombed out, it's supposed to be Africa, but I believe that it's France. But now Biden has given all that technology to, you can't see because this is in the way, I don't know why that's in the way, has given, this is the bullet headband while Biden's speaking to the NAACP. It looks like all gold bullets, the whole headband. And y'all probably never ever see this, but it feels good to get it out because I'm trying. I don't have anybody to talk to. My dad's dead. My mom's dead. My grandmother's dead. My dad would have talked to me about things like this maybe before he met Miss R.B. Lee Kennedy, right? Not from the True Lies movie at all, who set him up to look like an international spy, and then was feeding him something where he lost his mind, like I'm losing mine at a rapid pace. But so now he's made, I think he gave that frequency to some of the African countries Biden did last month. I can't, that's an assumption of mine. So it could be an incident happened there, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be like doesn't CERN run under France, and France has more nuclear facilities than any other country. You know, with that frequency they can cause the earthquakes, the Fukushimas and all that, and I think whoever did Fukushima did it knowing that it would rebound right back to the Americas through the air currents and the water currents, ocean currents, which it did. And I had no idea that the air currents knew the borders. When I watched it for months, every day I kept up with what was happening with it. And the air currents went up to where the Canadian border is, and look it up. For months and months, it cut across straight to Maine. It didn't enter Canada, right? So that's why I started playing that video I made when Justin, what's his name, was speaking the G7 last month. This is about a secret weapon, and I had to. I'm not going to plug in my exterior hard drive and have it melted. It's probably already destroyed anyway. So there's Zaporizhzhia, right? And now you understand that, and Plagueis. And there is no fate. I'm not allowed to have the picture of me. That's that alien head that was above my apartment 2 or 3 months before when look at that ambassador. This is the situation all our ambassadors are in right now. That is, look at he wore a tie matching the Indian Navy's insignia or whatever you call it. Anyway, and then he's greeted with this background, right? Which is obviously a Tamil tiger being freed. Like the Hamas is going to be the poor people, right? And like the Tamil tigers, poor people they're in politics all around the world now. This is the cage fight arena that Israel and Gaza are locked in, which was just a couple of exits opened up for some of the Palestinian people. Even Princess Rania of Jordan, she's Palestinian, she wouldn't allow a single Palestinian into her country. All these people here are making bids on what the frequency can do. These are the new Middle East leaders, the new world leaders all around the world. NATO and Europe has the little Tata $1,000 car version of that frequency. And here's guards at the top, and whenever Israel would say move here, that bomb hit after Israel asked the Palestinian people for their own protection to move to a certain area. And then they make it the worst possible places for media purposes only, because all wars are for the media only. And every time they asked them to move to a certain area, they would double blockade any possible exits, except Iraq. I understood the situation, and what is this? Oh, this is, maybe we should turn it on. This is our governor here. I'm going to turn it on, see what it says. This was just recently, before the assassination attempt on Trump. He's showing all the wires, and he added something fragile up there. I had a heart attack after doing a video for my father, talking to my father like this, but a lot calmer and a lot less political, about the situation here, my situation. And I had a heart attack the next day, and a month after that I had a stroke. They were all minor, and it was non-stop. I had to start making, see, he added something fragile up there for this video. He moved his chair out where you could see all the cable wiring, and then Trump was, he poofed up the hair on that side and made sure that the cable wiring, which my cable sucks now, and it is, Nick, this should be not, my typing is terrible. Anyway, we do have our own Navy, and we're going to have our own stock market, and we have a hidden particle thing that is supposedly not working, right? Accelerator here in Texas. So anyway, I don't know what this is. It just gets weird. So enough of that. Back to you guys. I guess I better close. That's enough ranting. If you ever want to hear insane rants, just give me a call, right? I don't even turn on my phone anymore. It's so hacked. If I go outside, Jill across the street, the cow skull lady that pulled her car up to the cow skulls, when I had the really bad lobotomy, then I sent her pictures of all her cow skulls that I would take. Now I only have like 8 on my phone, but I used to take them all the time because she'd do things to them and rearrange them like every day. That's not normal. Anyway, but I'm the nut out here, and I'm going to try to get my internet fixed today. The guy wanted to charge me last week it was $100. I'm insured on my computer. They wanted to charge me $100 last week. Didn't look at it. He looked at it for a minute, and this time he said he looked at it from outside my modem. He checked it from outside. So I know they're controlling everything on my computer in this little Ukrainian village, hamlet that I live in. And I will never, I'm gonna die here. I'll be here weeks before anybody knows I'm even dead. But I will never conform to this way of thinking out here. And that hillbilly jihad, Trump needs to know that that is a jihad against Israel, as well as waking up all the hillbillies around here. They are all super empowered now, between Kennedy and J.D. Vance. Every hillbilly in this area is super empowered. So I'm going to close with that. You should see me, I'm a shambles. What's left of me.